Modern pop culture often paints a narrow picture of North America before European contact, reducing the continent's original inhabitants to a single monolithic stereotype. The reality on the ground in 1491 was vastly more complex. This map shows a continent containing hundreds of distinct nations, each operating with completely different political systems, spiritual traditions, and language families. So, how did one landmass produce such an extreme diversity of civilizations? The answer lies in the dirt, the ice, and the rivers. Geography was the primary engineer of these societies, dictating how different communities hunted, built, and organized their daily lives. To actually understand pre-Columbian Native America, we have to start by looking at the specific environments they adapted to. Up in the far north, the environment demands extraordinary knowledge. The Inuit faced long winters, extreme sub-zero temperatures, and an absence of timber. Survival here meant looking to the water. Communities thrived by mastering the ocean, closely tracking the movements of marine animals and shifting sea ice. To hunt seals and whales in these freezing waters, hunters engineered highly specialized watercraft like this kayak, allowing them to navigate conditions that would destroy heavier vessels. Without agriculture or deep forests, they utilized everything the animals provided. Thick skins became essential thermal clothing, while bone and ivory were carved into precision tools. The Inuit transformed the far north into a thoroughly mapped homeland, mastered through thousands of years of specialized ecological experience. Move further south along the Pacific coast, and the environment changes completely, offering dense forests and powerful river systems flowing straight into the ocean. The nations of the Pacific Northwest developed high social complexity, entirely independent of large-scale agriculture. Their biological engine was the water itself. Enormous, predictable annual salmon runs provided massive food surpluses without the need to plant a single seed. With food secured, coastal nations like the Tlingit and Haida directed their energy toward this endless supply of timber, engineering massive communal homes and extensive transport networks using these large, seafaring canoes. This sheer abundance of resources allowed for highly specialized labor. Artisans carved these monumental cedar poles to serve as historical records of ancestry, identity, and lineage. When you have rich natural resources, skilled production, and tight social organization, you can engineer a thriving civilization entirely independent of farming. In the deserts of present-day Arizona and New Mexico, the rules changed again. Here, water was the ultimate limiting factor. Yet the Pueblo communities and their ancestors developed incredible farming traditions. By carefully observing the seasons and channeling scarce rainfall, they cultivated massive yields of maize, beans, and squash. Out here, timber was scarce, so architectural engineering relied on the earth itself. They built sophisticated, multi-story settlements entirely from stone and adobe. These engineered communities grew into massive complexes, with some containing hundreds of connected rooms that supported substantial populations. Within these complexes, they constructed specialized spaces known as kivas, subterranean rooms designed specifically for the core spiritual and ceremonial traditions of Pueblo life. The desert's extreme conditions dictated the Puebloan approach to civilization, directly shaping their mastery of water and stone architecture. If you pull back and look at the continent as a whole, you see three radically different survival strategies: navigating the Arctic ice, harvesting the Pacific coasts, and farming the unforgiving desert. Before 1491, North America was a thriving mosaic of unique nations. Every society's identity was inextricably linked to the geography they called home. But our journey is only halfway complete. Beyond the southwest stretch enormous grasslands, and further east lie entirely different ecosystems. In the next episode, we explore the powerful farming nations of the eastern woodlands and the massive, ancient civilizations built along the Mississippi River. The origins of America are far more complex and diverse than the popular myths suggest. Let's continue the journey.